Let me say it this way. If you know that the reason you are still in your country is because you are having 6.5 in any of the modules in your IELTS exam, it can be in reading, it can be in writing, it can be in speaking, it can be in listening. As long as you just have just one 6.5, please bring it to us. Ireland will accept you. But you know, UK is kind of rigid. It must be in writing only. So even with the red listing, people are still getting offers.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Express channel. And it's your girl Stella once again. Today is going to be all about moving to Ireland as a nurse. To be fair, this video is actually long overdue. Like we've been saying, we're going to talk about it, and before you know it, one other important information comes up and we're not able to talk about it and we delay it. But today I have a surprise guest speaker for you. Normally I do the research, I speak about different things, and then I come to tell you on it and explain the process. But today is going to be a different way entirely, because we have someone that has gone through the process and he's going to tell you everything. You know, it's actually very different when someone that has actually been through the process tells you about it, and someone that has done research and read on it. You know, the one that has been through the process will tell you the things he has encountered and how he was able to overcome it. So today we have Mr. Moses in the house. Mr. Moses, this is our lovely community, and we are saying hi and thank you for welcoming our invite. Now, Mr. Moses, can you please introduce yourself?
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Anya Enyichuku Moses. I'm a nurse. I schooled in the University of Benin. I'm not in Ireland. Yeah, I'm in Ireland now.
The way you are saying you're not in Ireland, please say it very well. Like, I am now in Ireland. Like,
okay, I'm in Ireland. So I think those are the basic informations I would need to give out. I think yeah, for the sake of the video, yeah, I think those will suffice. Unless you guys want to give me a permanent job, then I can tell you my entire life history.
Moses is actually a nurse and he works in Ireland. He knows a lot about the process. It's quite vast in terms of information, so that's why I specially made sure I invited him to tell us all about this Ireland process. So, Mr. Moses, Ireland has always been a thing that people have been considering. Should I go to Ireland? Is Ireland not in UK? Is UK and Ireland not the same thing? So, could you tell us a brief about Ireland, especially for someone that don't really know Ireland as a country, people like us that don't know geography very well. So can you tell us a bit about Ireland?
All of us were there once upon a time, and we had to find our way through. Yeah. So there's an Ireland in UK, and there's also an Ireland as a republic. Yes. I am in the Republic of Ireland, that has Dublin as its capital. It's a small country. Right? I mean, a very small country. I think currently there's about 5 million persons here, and that had happened many years ago. I think in the 70s or 80s, that was when they got to 5 million. Then famine came, people died. So not until this year they got to a population of 5 million persons here in Ireland. So there's another Ireland that we know too, the one we call Northern Ireland. That is in the United Kingdom. It's not a republic of its own. They are still under the British rule. Yeah, so if you want to go to Northern Ireland, you know what to do. NMC is your best target. But if you want to go to the Republic of Ireland, you have to go through NMBI. That's the National Military Board of Ireland. Yeah, so that is the basic thing that I think that's the basic decision between the two of them. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that, Mr. Moses. So Ireland is a beautiful country on its own. I've actually met some Irish people, and I think they're one of my favorite people. So no hate to UK citizens, but I really love Irish people. They're very friendly and very jovial. The ones I've met so far, anyway. So, Mr. Moses, for someone that doesn't really know and want to start this Ireland process, what's the first step for them to do? The very
first step is to have your IELTS done. Do your IELTS exam. And there's one sweet thing about Ireland I like. They are very flexible when it comes to their band score.
Hmm.
You know, you can get a good result. Okay, no, let me say it this way. If you know that the reason you are still in your country is because you are having 6.5 only in English, please bring it to us. Ireland will accept you. Yes, Ireland
Please, sorry,
accepts
I didn't get that.
6.5 in
6.5
any,
in
as
what?
long as it is just one
I didn't get that. Sorry, 6.5
in
in
any
what?
module at all. It can be
Ah,
in
okay.
reading, can be in writing, in any of the modules in your IELTS exam. It can be in reading, can be in writing, it can be in speaking, it can be in listening. As long as you just have just one 6.5 and your band score, overall band score is 7, Ireland takes you. But you know, UK is kind of rigid. It must be in writing only. So if you know you're having issues
Ah,
in reading and you are good in writing, speaking, and listening, why not look towards Ireland? Why not look towards
hmm.
Ireland? I mean, who knows? Probably God is talking to you in a way you don't understand, but you need to understand. Yeah. So the
Yes,
first thing, if you
sir.
want to come to Ireland, you know, as usual, you get your passport, and then you apply for the IELTS exam. And like I just said, the total band score is 7, but you have this flexibility of having 6.5 in any module at all, in any one. So when you get that, the next thing you have to do is that you need to get your transcripts ready. You get your qualification form. You get it from their website. You get your employment form. Yeah, because here in Ireland, you are being paid according to your years of experience. So instead of taking your
Ah,
13 years experience to UK, please come to Ireland and end block. So, and then yeah, you get your certificates, both nursing, your licenses, and your certificates and your degrees, as the case might be. If you are married, your marriage certificate. And then you have to gather all these things and you take it to a notary lawyer who is going to notarize them for you. You would
are they
get an
going to
account
notarize it
with
on your original
the
certificate,
Nursing
or
and
it's going to be a
Midwifery Board of
photocopy?
Ireland. Yeah, a photocopy, sorry,
Okay.
photocopy. You can do a color copy or black and white copy, but make it on the color and a photocopy of my certificate. So this is how it will look like. So the notary lawyer will have to notarize it, and his number, his contact will be here. So when you get all your documents notarized this way, you scan, create an account with nmbi, and you upload. And then meanwhile, you would have to fill your employment form. Employment form is it's a combination of all your clinical experiences. So you take it to everywhere you've worked. You feel what you did in those places, and your nursing manager signs against them.
So this form you're talking about now, you said the employer's form, and you take it to different offices for them to sign it. Is it like is it downloaded from the NMBI website, or is it just a form you just get with your hospital letterhead?
The employment form for the let me talk about that. You take it to your school. You take it to your school. Your school is going to fill it up and then give you your curriculum. Your curriculum should have a summary of your practical and theoretical hours. Like every semester needs to be summarized. At the end of the day, everything that happened within your entire stay in school will be summarized. You get so the number in your classroom is there. Number of hours you spent at the clinical area will be there too. So you get that, you notarize it too, and then it will be attached. So you send that. Right? You would have to fill it. So you fill it yourself actually. If you've worked in 3 hospitals in 10 years, you take it to these 3 hospitals in 10 years, and you should ensure that the time of graduation to the time of resumption of work shouldn't be more than 3 months. So as you fill them, you would have to the nursing manager in all this. Then where there is no official email, they can give you a letter with the hospital's letterhead. That can stand in for that too. But so in the case of the employment form and qualification form, you don't need to notarize it. You can just upload it that way and it's fine. And then for those who attend schools that don't give transcript by hand, don't bother. The When your school sends your transcript to NMBI, NMBI is going to upload it on your account and you can download to go and notarize. So don't be scared about that. All those documents will come to you. So when you've done all this, gotten all these documents, you create an account with NMBI, and then you upload your documents, and then you pay your verification fee of 350 euros, and then max in 14 days, maximum 14 days maximum. Your documents must have been reviewed, and then they will answer you. Now there are stages in this. When you submit, you come to the first stage. Your page reads submitted. Then when it is being reviewed, you either go to the next stage, which is educational assessment required. We call it EA. Or if NMBI has queries that they want you to answer, like there are some things you did not upload, or there are some that are not too clear to them, they can try to query you to ask you to make it clearer to them. So you get into FIR, that is further information request. When you submit those information they need and it's cool, once you are done with that, you go to educational assessment required. Now, depending on the person assessing your document, you can move from that stage, then you get to educational assessment completed, and you get your DL. This can happen within 1 day. You can log into your account and you see EAC, that's educational assessment completed, and then your DL comes. Or you can just come in, you can get to EAC, that's educational assessment completed, and then you see get your decision letter. And you know what decision letter is now? It tells you their stance as as regards to documents you uploaded, if you have actually met their minimum requirements to practice in their country. So for Ireland here, when they give you the decision letter, you are either coming to do an adaptation or you're coming to do the RCSI exam. But that depends on your employer. Yes, your employer has a lot of say. So if your employer decides you do adaptation, fine, you do that within 6 to 12 weeks. Then if your employer decides you are going to do RCSI exam, you have to read and then write and pass. There are basic things that we can easily do. I think that is just a breakdown of the pathway on how you can migrate to Ireland. I hope I did justice to that.
Just for the sake of the viewers who are who don't really understand so much of the process. So what Mr. Moses is saying is, the first step to do is to get your documents ready. He has listed the documents, passport, he has listed your transcript. He said even if you can't get it on hand, your school can always send it to NMBI, which is the nursing body in Ireland. And also mentioned that all these documents that he has mentioned in this video, you need to get them notarized, or you must not notarize your original. You should photocopy it. You can either photocopy it in black and white, or you can photocopy it in what? You can photocopy it in colored copy. Now, once you have done that, you should notarize it. Now, notarization should not be done by your family member. It should be done by probably a solicitor or a lawyer, or maybe someone of a higher standard. So, Mr. Moses, who can notarize these documents? Sorry.
A notary lawyer. A notary lawyer. Notary lawyer. They can tell you there are so many persons you can use the commissioner for oaths, but I advise use a notary lawyer. If you use notary lawyers, if you use commissioner for oaths, they may ask you to do it again. The reason is that NMBI would want to be able to communicate with the barrister that has notarized your document. So notary lawyers are easily accessible when it comes to that, because they put their phone numbers and everything on the document, so they can easily be contacted. So I just use notary lawyers.
Okay, all right. So, guys, remember you need to use notary lawyers, and then once you go to all these documents, you will upload it on the NMBI portal. And once NMBI has gotten your document from your school, they will also upload it there for you. Then you will pay your fee of 350 euros, and then once you have paid your fee, they will do the review and see if your document is up to date and up to standard. Mr. Moses, do you know the process between you submitting your documents and then reviewing it? Do you know how long that time takes?
Okay, it should take within 4 months max, but it depends on the queue, the number of persons who are applying. But
Ah,
usually it's within four
okay.
months. Within 4 months. It
Within
can be
four
lesser,
months.
can be more than
So
that.
is there anything that you, because I've heard of some people, they have to go back several times because let's say their document got rejected or the assessment failed. Is there anything that can possibly cause this sort of rejection or in terms of assessment so that people will be aware of it and try to avoid it and ensure that they do the right thing?
Okay, first thing first, you ensure that documents you are submitting, they are clear copies. And then, because here in Ireland, you are being paid according to your years of experience. So whatever you are submitting as your experience matters. I always tell people, it's better you don't lie. If you don't, okay, let me give you a scenario. You, you got an employer who asked us, do you have BLS? And I simply said I didn't have. And someone I know said he had. And he was asked to produce it. And he had to rush to do BLS within 2 days. Meanwhile, I said I didn't have and I wasn't disturbed. So I tell people it's easier and better you claim what you know you have, what you don't have. But just ensure that when you are working with NMBI, your documents are clear. If your query doesn't mean the end of the world, the query means that you should explain further. So you should explain further, like they need further clarification. So take your time, explain, say it as it is, and don't make fake claims. Please. So with that, trust me, it may only take time, but you come out fine. You get the decision letters.
So during this course of since you've been explaining, you kept on mentioning one particular thing, which is your employer. So at what stage are we going to start searching for jobs? Because I know UK pathway is more of like, okay, whenever you write your IELTS, you're not so bothered. But so long you're going to need to write your IELTS before you get to the UK, you get, because you need it to also for your visa and for your stage two. So their part is you do your registration. After you write your CBT. After writing your CBT, then after they review your document, they review your CBT, then you now start searching for job. I also know that Ireland has like a set of CBT they write in the UK in their home country before they get to Ireland. So when do we write that exam, and when do we start the job process?
Okay. It's an entirely different process here, but sometimes you might be lucky to have someone or an employer or an agent who would give you an employment for 6 months, hoping that within 6 months you should have been able to get your decision letter and then start processing your papers. So you might be lucky before you get your decision letter, but most times you start applying for jobs after you must have gotten your decision letter, because most employers will ask you for it. They will ask you what is the decision of NMBI as regards. So you have to produce that document to show that NMBI has assessed you and has deemed that you should practice in the country after you must have met some requirements like writing the RCSI exam. So, but like I said, there are exceptions where persons get a contract before that happens. I've seen something that were that lucky. I don't know how it happened, but they were just that lucky. You get, and then after when they got their decision letter, they emailed to the agent and they just started the process there. So that is for one part. And the exam costs about 2,800 euros. And in most cases, your employer pays for you. So it's a contrast of what you have with the NMC. The NMC, you do your OSCE back there in the country. Sorry, you do your CBT back in the country, and then you come to UK, you do the OSCE. For us here in Ireland, you have to do your CBT and your OSCE here when you come over. So like it's usually on Saturday and Sunday. So on a Saturday you are doing your CBT, and on Sunday you are doing your OSCE. That's how it is here. So after your IELTS, basically that's the only exam you're writing in your country. The rest, the OSCE and the CBT, is being done here under their supervision, under the that's, we call it the RCSI exam, because it is being supervised by the Royal College of Surgeons, the Northern Department of Royal College of Surgeons. So it's a technical exam, but they're still not nursing skills. So it's something anybody can scale through, but you need to pay attention to details. Clear attention to details is required here. Yeah, so that is just that.
Okay. So what's the possibility of getting jobs in Ireland? I know, yeah, we'll probably be doing another video on probably different websites one can go through to get a job, but at least what's the possibility of one getting a job while doing this process?
Okay, before now, once you get your decision letter within 1 month to 1 month, 2 months, sometimes weeks or days, you will have an offer. But you know, the red list stuff has come and it's affecting us. But that's why we are advising now that people should apply directly to the HR of these companies, of this hospital. Sorry. The red list is only affecting agents from recruiting. It doesn't stop hospitals from recruiting. You get so. Instead of applying through the agents, just apply to the hospitals directly. That's what I will advise now. Even with the red list thing, people are still getting offers. People are getting offers. So, while we are here, we are trying to find out how best we can help our people over there to secure offers easily here. So, we sincerely hope that in a few weeks from now, Express is going to come up, and then we would give you updates on how to get jobs. We will tell you what you need to do and how you need to go about them. So we are just on that. We are on that.
Yeah,
And
that's what we're looking
we're actually
forward
here
to.
to ensure that you have the best information you need when it comes to your migration journey.
So guys, thank you so much. Mr. Moses, another question. So by the time you have gotten your job offer now, so do you get things like maybe you've gotten a, like now we get COS. So you get a COS and you then apply for jobs and you can come with your family and you move to UK. So is it like the same process in Ireland?
Yes, you have your COS, but you can't go with your family initially. Like I said before, when you are about to come, normally you land here like 7 to 14 days of 2 exams. The essence is that there is there's a clear conviction that you are coming from another country, and Ireland is very cold. So when you have to come in first by yourself, take your exams. When you pass, you start your work, and then like I said before, go for your GNIB, register for that, register for your critical skill permit, doing all those basic registration. Once you get your critical skill, your family can apply for, you can apply for family visa. That is how it is. So you know, in UK you can just move at once, or you can move after a week or two. But here it takes about 6 months to 1 year for your family to be able to join you.
Okay, I see. So it's quite different. But nevertheless, anyway, we always see advice people when they are coming to UK. We are like, don't just think about bringing your family all at once. Because when you come down, you'll be so, like, you have to settle in, you have to write exams too, you have to also find where you guys are going to live. So you need to be well set. You don't want you and your family to be living on the streets. So that one too is very, very important. So although I know some companies will grant you accommodation for like 1 to 3 months or 1 to 2 months, but that's not enough because when it gets to that 2 months or when it gets to that 3 months, you have to look for that accommodation. And develop what these days, it's not easy to get accommodation. It's not like the sweetest and easiest pathway. So it's best that you are very settled before you start bringing in your family. At least you even get more information on what are the child's benefits, what are the school benefits, do they pay school fees. I know Mr. Moses is not married, so you might not know the answer to this particular question. So guys, he's single and he's searching, just know that. So if you want to shoot your shot, you can shoot your shot on him.
Ah, hey. That was the bullet on air. Okay. I heard that.
So
I heard
this
that.
association is very much, and he's a very, very good man. So you can always share it if you want to. So thank you so much. So guys, that's the pathway for moving to Ireland. So don't forget to always get your documents ready. Ensure your documents are always up to date. Ensure your documents are complete and are filled correctly. Please ensure that you're doing the right thing, no fraudulent actions, and then you upload it on the website of NMBI. Now, once you upload on the website of NMBI is going to review and you pay the fee of 350. NMBI will review your documents. After they review your documents, if they are satisfied with it, they'll give you a decision letter. If they are not satisfied with it, they'll tell you the further step to take. Now, the moment they are satisfied with it, you go ahead and apply for jobs. Now, we're going to do another video on how to apply for jobs. We'll tell you the website to go to. And currently, we as a team, the Express team, we are working on getting connections with employers to see how we can help our fellow community to move to Ireland and help to overcome the barrier of red list, which is something that is a very, very big challenge. It's a big challenge in the UK. I don't think it's that big yet in Ireland because it's something that probably just recently came up. So you guys are still very, very in a much good opportunity. And then the moment you have gotten the job, you move to Ireland, you pass your exam because the two exams you need to write. Normally in the UK, you have the first exam which you write in your country, and the second one is written in UK. But Ireland is quite different because your two exams are written in Ireland, and one is written on a Saturday and one is written on a Sunday. Now, the moment you have passed your exam, you can settle in, work fully as a nurse. Now, once you have worked fully as a nurse, you can go and bring your family on a family visa, and that is the beautiful process of Ireland. I really love it because it's quite interesting and quite nice and quite straightforward as well too. So that's a very good one. Thank you very much, Mr. Moses, for your time. We are sincerely grateful for today. And I know network has not been so favorable for us. I don't know what's wrong with network. It's raining outside, and I don't know, but rain doesn't really disturb our network quite, so I don't know what's happening today. But thank you so much, and we'll see you when you start to explain about how to get jobs in our next video. Thank you.
If you have any questions at all, just drop it so that we have a compilation of the questions and then make our time to address them, and you can get started. So if you want to Ireland, Express is your blog. So get it done with Express, and then I would gladly see one or two things that you need to.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye. See you guys.
You're welcome every time to ask questions. You're welcome. Tell us what you want to, how you want us to help you. And your boy is saying, thank you.
Thank you.